my name is Kristen Husted, and I want to talk to you about my Reiki business. So I have to tell a cute little story. When I think I was in college, my mom, I came home from, well, maybe it was my freshman or sophomore year from college, and my mom was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting Reiki trained. And at that time, I didn't know what Reiki was. And I was like, oh gosh, Mom, this is so silly. And she's like, let me practice on you. And she'd put her hands like over me. And I hate to admit it, but it was very calming. But I always thought, oh, Mom, that's so silly. What is that? You don't need anything like that. You just need God. And it's kind of comical because I am now a Reiki practitioner, and that's a big part of my business. And so what Reiki means is Rei is God's knowledge or universal knowledge, and Ki is life energy. So when we do Reiki, we are healing with God's energy. We're healing with the universal energy, the energy that is in everything, every life form, every plant, every person, every rock, every tree, the life that God brings. And we're asking that very essence of life to come in and heal. And so I started this journey of Reiki. I was at the sanctuary as a director, and I was doing my fascial stretching on a client. And she said, you have a very healing touch. And I said, oh, that's nice. She goes, no, I mean, you really do. Have you ever thought of doing Reiki? And I said, oh, that's funny, because my mom was a Reiki person. I always made fun of her. She said, well, you probably would like to go see my Reiki teacher, Brenda. And I thought, well, what the heck, I'll go see. So I went to Brenda, and she said, you have the healing touch. And I said, yes, I've been told, but I don't know how I can use that in my business. She said, I would like to train you and teach you how to perform Reiki, which is healing touch. And I said, sure. And so I was given this book. It was a 40-day, everyday meditating on and clearing out my past wounds and clearing out my old beliefs of not enough or my old hurts. It was 40 days solid, 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes a night, and I did not miss a day. So for 40 days I did that. And then I came back to her, and she said, now I can train you to become Reiki. So I got my first training, and I had level 1, and I waited 6 months to maybe 8 before I went to level 2, and then I went to level 3. And so it's been the neatest thing, because as I've stepped out of my linear brain, out of how can my hands help anyone heal? What does this even mean? I call upon God to heal this person. I mean, what does this mean? How will I know they're getting healed? And so my head would sit there and doubt. And so as I started to trust and stepped into my intuition, I started to realize that when I would hear something that felt like it was myself talking in my head, but there was really no reason why I would be thinking this, I started to realize that was the divine talking through me for this person, a message for this person. And so little by little, I got the courage to go, I don't know if this is true, but I really just want to tell you I felt this, or I heard this, or you're going through this, or your kidney has a mass on it, or you're having heart issues, or you were molested as a child, or you were raped, or you were on and on. I started to get these messages, and I started to just step out little by little to trust what I was hearing. And over and over and over and over again, confirmation from the person, yes, that happened to me, or yes, I've had heart issues, or yes, I just got diagnosed with a mass on my kidney, or yes, I was thinking of committing suicide, or whatever the message I would get. And so I started to realize that God was going to use me in mighty ways, not because I'm anyone special, only because I asked and I stepped out. I stepped out of my fear of what is this? I mean, who am I to put my hands on people, and stepped into saying yes for God, and into saying, yes, I want to be helpful and help heal people. And I have story after story after story of people who come. I never advertise my Reiki business, really. I don't. And it's just one person, God brings them to me, and there's so much deep healing, and there's so much clearing of the past and clearing of sadness and the energy that keeps us stuck, that I see it's so satisfying to see people rise up into who they're supposed to be, leave behind the old that kept us stuck, and step into their new divine self. And so I am privileged and honored to be someone who God trusts with helping people heal in this way. And I often think, I still do sometimes, I'm like, who am I? But I'm just me, and I'm just me with a super strong desire and a super strong calling to help people heal. Probably because I suffered a lot in my life, and I had a lot of trauma in my life as a child and as a young adult, and as someone who had difficulty in my family of origin, my mom and my stepdad and my dad and my stepbrothers and things like that. And then also having some trials and difficulties in my own life and my own family. And I realized that I don't like that people suffer. And I think that we suffer so silently and so needlessly. And that the divine God is just saying, let me help you. And all our angels and guides, which I have to be honest, 4 years ago, I never gave really my angels or guides any thought at all, because it wasn't in my box, right? It wasn't in my wheelhouse. Like, who, what? No, I'm just gonna pray to God and Jesus. That's it. And I get it. That is the most important. Our God coming into us, but we have so much divine help. And so as I step out of my fear of looking weird, or my fear of being different, and I step into God, who God has made me, I realize more and more that I'm being used by God to help people heal. And maybe it's not for everyone, and that's okay. And maybe some people don't understand this form of healing, and I honor that, right? Because I don't know why I was called, but I'm just saying yes. And I'm saying yes. So that's my little story of Reiki and kind of how I got into it. And so remember, Rei means God's knowledge, and Ki means life energy. So we're healing with God's energy. And so when I work with someone, I just picture myself as a clear vessel, strictly going up to God and Him coming through me, and that energy coming to heal. And it comes through my hands, and it the more someone needs healing, like the hotter my hands get, because that energy is just pouring in and healing. And it's divine, intelligent energy, right? So it's going to go where it needs to go. So take a look at the wonder and mystery of life. Take a look at things that maybe you judged before, and maybe step into the wonder and the mystery that God has before you, that healing can come in so many beautiful ways, and allow God to transform you. Have a great day. Thank you.